So we both
in bed right now.
We both finished the campaign.
Yes.
It's a standard like Call of Duty campaign length. It's 5-6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kind of, what were your takeaways from this year's campaign?
It was a Call of Duty campaign.
I totally agree. So it was super pretty.
Yes.
It was super pretty. There was like 4 missions that they kind of kept doing. Where it's just like you were in very confined spaces, night vision goggles on, clearing out a
sweet
building.
buildings.
That was awesome. I love that, and it was really cool because those were the moments too where it's just like, you know, if it was bad guy, good guy.
You're super tense, and you got to look at what you're shooting at before you shoot.
Right. So like sometimes like someone would back up, and they were kind of coward, and all of a sudden they pull out a gun. So like then you had to put them down. Other times like you could totally kill civilians in this as well, and like you had like a rating it for each mission, like how you're how accurate you were in terms of like your decision making on killing people or not. There was that. They had sniper missions. Also really liked those. I thought those were great, and they actually took into account of like wind and curvature of the earth and gravity and.
I like that they actually gave you like an explanation on how to like measure your shots.
Yeah, what the notches mean?
Yeah, what the notches mean and how to read the wind and those notches. Because I feel like even in Call of Duty 4, they have the mission where you go back in time in Russia and you have to shoot Zakhaev and you have taken his arm off. I don't recall them giving very good like telling you how to do it like that. Yeah. Because I missed that guy like 30 times back then. and this like I missed a couple. But it was very much like I missed, and they're like, okay, adjust, like make this adjustment. Yeah, and they tell you like they're 60 meters away. Okay, hey, I know what 60 meters means. That's 3 lines on the thing.
Right. And like your first shot, you can kind of rearrange it for the second shot because it's going to go the same way each time. Because like, there's not like when it's
not like a swirling wind.
Exactly. Like from spot to spot that you're getting, like sometimes when we'll adjust, but if you're in that one spot, it's not gonna like fly all over the place on you. Then they had like the big, like the larger scale stuff. We had like a lot of good guys and a lot of bad guys, like trying to storm whatever it is. Yeah. Then they had like the in the streets type of missions that most Call of Duties have.
Right.
But yeah, I totally agree. It felt like a really good though. I thought it was on the good end of the spectrum of Call of Duty campaigns.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my biggest, letdown, I wouldn't call it disappointment, just thing that didn't happen that I was expecting to happen was like, it feels like every Call of Duty campaign I recall playing, granted, I don't think I played any of the more recent ones, Advanced Warfare or Infinite Warfare, I don't think I played those campaigns. But like going back to the Modern Warfare series, it was like, there's always like the one, oh shit, like big moment. And I don't feel like there was that in this one. I mean, I guess I'll say what it is because it's the second mission of the game, but when the suicide bomber goes off in Piccadilly Circus, I guess that could be it, but compared to like in Call of Duty 4, like the United States gets nuked.
Yeah, and I play a little bit of Infinite Warfare, like there's they're having like a war parade, and all of a sudden like all these giant freighter ships are like crashing and going, and then it's just anarchy in town. So like, yeah, I agree. There wasn't like that big oh shit moment. It was definitely more confined to like those main 4 characters that were in your missions, and sometimes it's 2 and 2, and sometimes you're all together. The game felt more claustrophobic.
I did enjoy the difference in the missions, like the clearing buildings thing. Like I'm sure that's been in a Call of Duty game before, but I don't remember it being done like this before. You have missions where you have to go and take out the lights and use night vision, and that's been around before, but it feels like it was done a little bit differently this time, which I enjoyed. But overall, like I said, it was a Call of Duty campaign.
Mm-hmm. And there's a couple other missions too where you get a chance to, like, you got A, B, and C, and you kind of get a choice of how you want to do those. Mm-hmm. And you have Price doing like Overwatch. He's like taking people out and like shooting and just like kind of like we talked about with when we talked about multiplayer last episode, it was like the sound design in this game is unbelievable. Yeah. And like I can't tell you how often I knew someone was this way because I heard them be that way. Right. And not only that, but also being like, hey, I'm with you, or like I said, didn't you know you had a buddy with you, or like, hey, contact, and I would hear him say contact before I even see the other guy. Right. And the saved my life multiple times in playing that game.
Yeah, and especially coming to this from Black Ops 4, which I thought had some of the worst sound design I've ever had in a first-person shooter.
I want a blackout in this engine so bad I can taste it. By the way, I rebought Black Ops 4 for $5, so I'm ready.
But yeah, like coming from that to this, like the sound is definitely night and day, and you can use your sound to get a general idea where an enemy is, or even it might be a friendly. I've been spinning in circles before. I'm like, I hear footsteps. Oh, it's you.
Yeah. So I think, like I said, I enjoyed it, but I don't have much else to say outside of the
non-spoiler stuff
piece of it.
Yeah, I think that's about it. But yeah, if you're interested in the campaign, if you like Call of Duty campaigns, it's par for the course. I'm sure I haven't seen it yet, but if there's a Black Friday sale, definitely go for it if that's your type of thing.
There is. There is.
The multiplayer is, depending on how you feel about past Call of Duty multiplayers, a lot of people say it's slower compared to the more recent ones, which I would agree with because I can actually stand this one.
Yeah, I'm wrecking shop in this one, to be honest with you. I had a game a couple days ago where I went 28-4. So
Were you running around with a 725?
No.
You
Shield.
You don't know how to live life the right way.
No, but I started doing the kill chaining.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get to 5 kills as quickly as possible, so I can do my the missile you can like guide.
Yeah.
So once I get that, then I can get the what's the little tank called? The wheelie?
I don't remember what it's called.
So it's like a little 6-wheeler. It's about as big as this table, and like it shoots like big rounds.
Oh, nice.
So and you control it, and like so I'll do that. I'm hiding somewhere at that point. I'm just racking up kills because they all count now in this perk I have. So now I'm just calling in helicopters and jets, and I had a really, really good game. Nice. It was Piccadilly, actually. I remember it because I was on a tear. I just could not be stopped. It was probably one of the best games I've ever had.
Wheelson.
I was close. Wheelie. Damn it. But yeah, man. So I still haven't done the third leg of this yet. I haven't done the spec ops.
I haven't done that. I just finished the campaign last night.
Yeah, and that does continue the campaign. Once you finish the campaign, it gives you like the first cutscene for the special ops,
and it tells you like story continues in special ops.
Yeah. So I want to check that out just because it's more game. I'm curious.
Yeah, definitely. Now that I've finished it, now I feel I can go do that and not ruin anything for myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now, thank you for joining us. We're going to do some spoiler piece of Modern Warfare after this. So if you don't want to get spoiled for that, we'll see you in a couple weeks with our Black Friday extravaganza, 4th annual. I think that's our 4th one we've done.
Yeah.
Yamahama. I'm putting my spreadsheet together for y'all. So We'll see you in a couple weeks with the Black Friday deal extravaganza. And if you're still here, it's because you want Modern Warfare spoiled for you. So what is the... if you had to point toward like one like what would be the main spoiler in
the main spoiler is that this is a goddamn prequel.
Yeah.
You get to and I was kind of pissed about this because all along I'm waiting for Soap to show up and all these other guys from Modern Warfare because in the lead up to the game being released we were told it's a reimagining of Modern Warfare. It's not. It's a fucking prequel. You get to the end.
It's a prequel to a talent that doesn't exist yet.
You get to the end and you finish the last mission, you kill the big bad guy, and there's a cutscene with Price going to the CIA lady. He's like, I want to put my own team together. Here's what I want. Here's Soap's folder. Here's Gaz's folder. Here, and it's everyone from Call of Duty 4.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I was like, I know what's happening. I know what they're doing.
Like he pulled the first thing out, and I'm like, is that? And then like the second one he pulls out his Soap. I'm like, those fucking lying pieces.
But this all true. But it's
so the Spec Ops could be the reimagining.
It might. I mean, it might be. But like I said, like it's like I don't know. Like I said, this is like a prequel to a timeline that doesn't exist yet. So this is like getting it back into like present day.
Right.
But I should say, before he starts busting out the folders, he gets presented with the mission that Zakhaev and his son are going into it, running roughshod over Russia, which is the fucking half the story from Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
So...
And then he gets the folders and makes his team and names it Squad 141, which is what their name was in that game, and now we've come full circle to 15 fucking years ago.
I'm excited for the next one.
Next time, am I gonna get what I was told I was getting this time?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not afford it. It could be something. It could be all zombies next time. The way they've been doing, like it's like
I'm out.
And not only that, but like the next one coming out was the one that like they pulled someone out of development. Like they breaking their cycle with the next one coming out because something went haywire in the development. So they're bringing. I think
Good. Give me the sequel to this one.
Sledgehammer. I think Sledgehammer was the one that they're not doing. I don't remember, but I forgot how that story goes. But the next one is going to be very interesting. Just like game industry wise,
right?
Because it's the first time for fucking ever they're not doing every 3-year rotation.
Right.
So I'm thinking it might be more like that because I think they're bringing in Infinity Ward to help them with that. If memory serves, I could be completely wrong. Anyway, yeah, but some of the other missions, like we talked about, some of the sniper ones, like the look over on the sniper was really cool. And when you find out that, like, I'm so bad with names. Well, who's the insurgent?
Hadir,
who was like the brother of the leader of the Farah, who was like the leader of like the local uprising. Find out he's kind of like the bad guy. Like he stole the gas to begin with, and he's the one who spreads it out. And you find out in a way it was just like. He's like, hey, I was like, he's setting up IEDs all over the place to take out these trucks that are coming in to basically get more troops in to fight you. So he's planning all his IEDs down. All of a sudden, he's like, hey, come over, I need your help. And he pulls open this truck, and there's the gas you've been trying to hunt down for the last 3 hours is in the back of his own truck. Like, oh, shit. He's the bad guy.
Right.
And just talking about, like, how Farah was talking about, like, we take care of our own. And, like, well, in America, that means something different. Like, in this country, it means we're gonna kill my own brother.
Right.
And that last mission, when it came down to each one of the main characters, I thought had a really cool moment in that last mission, all culminating with everything blowing up, per usual.
Yeah. Yeah. There's the blowing up part of it. There's when you kill the what the fuck's Russian general's name?
I couldn't remember.
Markov.
Yeah.
That is a violent death.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I don't know if you could do it less violent than I did it, but I just kept hitting the button until they let me stop, and you're just stabbing every time.
Yep.
And then you boot the corpse out of the plane or chopper or whatever it is.
Yeah, that was really cool too because you see him get on the chopper, then and Farrah's like hiding in there, like she's like just it's like a ghost in the night. It was very kind of cool how she ended up taking him out.
Yeah, which I died a bunch of times on that because I was just like crawling straight towards him, and there's like a zigzag path. And I get like halfway there, and he turns around and shoots me in the face. I'm like, I don't know how I'm supposed to get to you. So I like stood up immediately. And I'm trying to like press buttons to throw the knife, and you got to go the other side.
Yeah. Other highlights. Flying the RC planes with the explosives was super fun because I was like, you call it in, all of a sudden you're just like you're RC piloting a plane, and when it blows up big. Yeah, man. I did really enjoy it.
There's the scene where you finally capture the butcher, and there's the
the
interrogation
how did I completely
scene.
forget about this scene. Jesus Christ. So yeah, you capture the butcher as like you see him earlier in the game, like they're storming the U.S. embassy, I think it is. And you see the butcher like just
in Urzikstan, whatever the fictional country they're in,
just blowing people away. You see a kid run away, he's like, not you, and just like blows his kid away.
Jesus.
Like all like he's the butcher.
Yeah.
You end up.
You see him storming the embassy, but then also he shows up when they do the cutback of how Farah and Hadir, like their origin story.
Right. You play them as kids. When Russia's basically going in there trying to eradicate the entire country at this point.
Yeah, it's basically like a radicalized cell in their country attacked Russians. Mm-hmm. So the Russians are just going into town and killing everyone and planning on burning the city down, and that's where the gas shows up for the first time, and they start gassing people. And
you, Farah and Hadir, are basically kids trying to A, get out of their own house, and then B, trying to escape. And so like you do some pretty messed up stuff for a young child to do in that scene. But yeah, so the butcher scene, you got the butcher all tied up in a chair. Captain Price basically hands you a gun and says like, hold on, go get the package first. You go, you'll walk out. Van pulls up, open the van up. The butcher's wife and kid are in there. You grab them out of that. You sit them down, and all of a sudden I have the gun, so I'm like pointing at the butcher. I'm pointing at the family, trying to get information, what's going on. So I pointed towards the butcher's knee and pull a trigger. Click, no bullets in it, and so it's just like, okay, fine. And they're like, all right, and the butcher kind of like eggs you on, being like, you don't have it in you. And the price is like, here's the bullets, and so then you start loading the gun slowly, and then like, and Button is like, don't touch my family, don't touch my family. And at that point, you get your information, and you get a choice.
Yep.
What you do?
I shot him in the head.
Just the butcher?
Yeah.
Okay, me too. So yeah, so like you could.
When the gun was empty, I pointed at the wife and pulled the trigger.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So you were prepared to kill the wife in this moment.
Yep.
But then you got your information.
Yeah.
And you blew him away.
Yeah.
Let them. See, like for me, because
he doesn't get to walk away from that one.
100%. The second he
and I'm not going to shoot a kid, and there was no point in shooting the wife at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just feel like, I'm creating terrorists at that point too. So like I was like I had a moment of it like, do I kill them all? But I was just like, no, I didn't do that. So I'm thinking about going back into that mission just to see how it goes, because
taking them all
out.
out.
I'm curious how they handle. I'm more curious how they handle it more than anything else, because after that happens, like they send, I think the CIA goes in. Some organization goes in, and they see him dead and them alive, like in a cutscene. So so I think there's even like a news report or something going on over the radio or something like that. So like I'm interested to see how they would handle it if everyone knows that you killed all of them. And the very next cutscene too is Price in the car and the guy that you control like in the backseat being like, "What are we doing here?" type of thing, and it's just like, "You have any doubts? Get out right now." Price is very hardcore.
I feel like I think at the start of that interrogation scene too, like he gives you the option, like,
oh, you can leave if you want to. Yeah.
If you don't want to be part of this, you don't have to be. Mm-hmm. And other like interesting parts of that game where I may have been way more violent than I needed to be. At one point, you're sweeping through a hospital, looking, trying to clear out the hospital. I don't know if you're trying to escape or what the hell you're doing there, but there's some bad guys laying on gurneys, like waiting to ambush you. So after the first one popped up, if I saw an area of gurneys, I just chucked a grenade.
Nice.
I still got an A rating on that mission.
Well, they're all technically bad guys, but they're not armed bad guys in that moment.
But yeah, I think that there's that. Yeah, there's definitely some cool things they do with the way levels are laid out and different things that can go on. When you're going through the caves, trying to get to the Wolf's headquarters.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah, it's just a lot of interesting stuff they did that I can appreciate. But like I said, overall, it's a Call of Duty campaign.
You had to disarm that bomb that was attached to the wolf as well. I died multiple times because they're like on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Now, crap.
Cut it when I tell you to. 3, 2, 1. Click.
Like, well,
also,
you said
thank you again for using green and red, you pieces of shit.
So you just had to guess until you just got it right, more or less, or
yeah. Well, no, I think if you hovered over it, it said what color.
You're right. It totally did. But yeah, the very first one was like, all right, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Cut it. I cut it on 3.
Yeah, me too. I
did
that like 3 times before I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna wait. We'll see. 1, 2, 3. Cut. I'm like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. That's not what. This is not how this works.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's not 3 at all.
When I say cut. Okay, got it.
So yeah, little dumb stuff like that. But
for Mancy.
M as in Mancy. What? Oh yeah, but like I said, it's the more and more I'm talking about it, the more I think I'm realizing I'm liking it, because they had even like weirdo like one-off stuff where you're trying to get the UN ambassador's assistant.
Yeah.
Out of that embassy or wherever her title was, and you did that by you had to like hack into a camera and tell her when to move and where to move. So like it was you to like move her around.
What was her final fate for you?
I think she lived.
Yeah, she didn't live for me. So like you go through that mission, she gets you the key.
Yeah.
And then you get out and you go to the ambassador's house.
Correct.
And they charge there, and like as soon as you go in there, one of the I don't know. I think they're
Oh, they grab her, right?
Yeah, they grab her and they're holding her hostage. And like I couldn't get the shot off in time.
No, I blew that guy's head off. I saved her life.
Yeah,
I was a hero.
Couldn't get the shot off in time. It was like I had it lined up and like he pulled her in front. I'm like, and then he shot her anyways. I'm like, all right, well now you die.
No, that's yeah. I didn't get anything for it. Makes you feel any better. I didn't get a trophy or anything.
So, yeah, I know. Going through the trophy list, surprisingly easy a platinum game.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't do that yet for some reason.
It's not hard if you know what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be hard.
And you can. There's like a mission select too, so I bet you can probably just go back and forth and make it all work.
So there's one mission where you're sweeping through like a apartment complex. You're going room to room and shooting the bad guys. Don't kill the women and children. And you get to the top floor and there's a woman there, and I think she's supposed to grab for a bomb detonator. I came through the door and saw someone and drilled a headshot right away.
Oh.
It wasn't until like after that I went to the table. I'm like, oh, she was going for a detonator. I'm like,
Ooh, no war crimes for me.
but it was one of those things. Like, I came to the door. I just whipped around the corner and saw someone. Boom, and I'm like,
See, I had the exact opposite.
that was a good one.
I had the exact opposite. It was just like stop, get out. And then I started just reaching. I didn't know what that was either. I started reaching towards something with a handle.
She didn't have a chance to move.
Yeah. Well,
And then afterwards, like, oh, good. She was going for a detonator. I'm like, yes, good.
I knew that. But yeah, man. So yeah, Modern Warfare. Yeah, I was a big fan. I'm looking forward to more. So the last couple ones I've really played, they had the campaign. Like I said Advance was okay. I didn't play World War II, but I was digging Infinite Warfare what I was playing on, and this one I think is, like I said, it's definitely on the in the top 5 conversation. And you've had enough at this point where you can have a top 5.
I'm torn between whether I want them to keep doing it and actually remake the original Modern Warfare, or if I just want this to stand as a prequel into what that was.
Man, like I said, I don't think it was a prequel to that. Like, I see what you're saying, but like, I still feel like a lot of that stuff is not. A lot of stuff would have happened in a present that didn't exist in that timeline, because like this is like 2019 is when those things happened. When you played Call of Duty 4 in Modern Warfare, it was like in
2011
where it was like in that time frame. So I think this is just like an offshoot timeline that they can keep doing this if they wanted to.
Yeah, I mean they did a good enough job with it that I wouldn't be like horribly offended if they keep going and redo it, as long as they redo it well. That's kind of a high bar to clear to redo a game that's highly regarded well.
Yeah. So there you go. I think that's all I got to say about Modern Warfare. Anything else to say?
No, that's it.
All right.